this is what it looks like, which is cool in itself. So if it bothers you that I'm doing something to this, look away, scroll on, whatever. But I am still keeping it antique-y looking. So yesterday I put this on, this decoupage paper. I just have, let's see, I put decoupage, actually what I normally use, aw, thanks Lisa. Yeah, I don't know how to be anything but real. Here I am, a mess, but here I am. Hey Melissa. I am using soft matte gel today, not right now, but that is what I used underneath here. I normally use, oh good, Lori loves the look, good deal. I normally use Mod Podge, but I'm switching it up. I'm just trying something different. This, of course, is, I sell this, so I thought I better try it. So you could use Mod Podge. Anyway, I put the Mod Podge on yesterday, put the paper on. It has dried overnight. So I'm coming back and I'm going to take off the excess now. You can't quite see that there, but let me cut that off. As I say, I know I got scissors out too, but here they are. Okay. And we are sending out text alerts, which I just now got one, and I know she sent them a while ago, but again, we cannot control when they actually go out. And if you've been watching me lately, you know I'm into I've always loved the industrial grungy looking stuff, but never had time to play with it. Still wouldn't say I've really got time to play with it, but I'm making time. So anyway, I'm just gonna take my little sanding thing. Sorry, it probably sounds horrible. And just sand off the excess. And that gives it a really cool, nice finished edge. And I hated to do this to one, but I have several of these in my stash, so it didn't hurt as bad. Hey, Deborah. Okay, and let me do this side of it. And I'm not gonna do the ends, I'm gonna leave them natural. And you could paint them black if you really wanted to go all in, but I think I'm just gonna do the sides. Excuse me. But this is going right along with the industrial theme that I am so pumped about lately. Hey Diane, I think I just packed your order a while ago. Hey Tammy, hope you're all healed up. Hey Sandy. Okay. And I was cold when I came out here, and now I'm hot. Oh, shoot. Courtney, if you got a second, you can come plug in that fan. That would be great. Just so I don't have to stop and make you guys wait on me. Where do you get the paper? Oh. My store. I actually sell it. It's called flippinfurnituresshop.com. When Courtney's done plugging my fan in for me, I can have her put a link in. Mama's getting hot. Back at work. Good deal. Okay. So this is what it looks like now. And I did not paint underneath, because it kind of almost looks like it soaks into the wood this way. And that's kind of the wood look I wanted. I didn't want something fancy. But I am going to seal it now on top with my soft matte gel. And I swear I had out a paintbrush too. That's the trouble. I get the stuff out, and that's almost worse if I get it out and think I'm ready. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. Hey, Patricia. Oh, thanks, Kelly. Thanks for the stars, Trisha. Hey, Marilyn. So I'm just going to slop this top sealer on there real quick. And then this side will be done. Do you want me to go ahead and do the other side and show you how I did this first side? It's really not that hard, but I have the stuff. I'm going to do it anyway. So if you want me to do it on here, I can, or I can move on to another project that is decoupage also. Okay. I'm just definitely wanting to make sure I got around the edges. And you could come back, you could have done it before now, before I sealed it, or after, depending on what you use. You could use some, I like to use black around things. You could highlight the edges with some black paint or wax or any of that kind of stuff. So that would be really cool too. But do I like that new gel? What I'm using now? Yeah, I do. I don't have a problem with it. I don't see much difference than Mod Podge. I guess maybe it's thinner. It does spread easier. It's not as thick, but it's still just consistency. I would say it's probably quite a bit more cashy than Mod Podge would be the problem. Okay, yeah. It's not super dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. Okay, now this is more of your traditional decoupage papers. This, as you can tell, you can hear, you can see. Okay, I think this is the section I want. It's gonna have a little bit of the people on the corner, but not much. And I'm just gonna roughly cut about what I think I'm gonna need with a little bit of excess. And cut this out. And yes, I am just butchering it right up. I hope I should have lifted that again. I forgot this one is wider than the other one. I might have cut it too narrow. Nope, I think we're okay. All right, so the same thing. It's the same. We're still going to be putting it on the same way as the other one, but we just have to be so much more careful. Okay, here we go with the soft. And this takes more product, whether you're using the soft matte gel or Mod Podge or whatever, because it's a dry, rough surface. So it really, and you definitely want to get it in all the grooves. And I try to work somewhat quick with it just because I don't want it to dry out. And I don't know how long it would take to dry out, but I don't want to find out on my project and ruin something. Okay. Whew, okay. I'm going to try to line this up at the bottom because I got a nice finished line down there. Like I said, once it touches, that's pretty much where it's going to be. I did just lift that up a little bit. You can maybe pull it back sometimes, like that's really pretty good. I'm just lightly putting it on there. Okay. Oh, with this one, shoot. I did not think to get out anything to work on this one. Normally I would have some wax paper or what's the other white paper? Not wax paper, but parchment paper. It's not white. I guess sometimes it is. I would usually have that on here and be able to slide around a little bit better. But my hand's doing okay. But you can get too aggressive and rip it. So I am trying to be very careful, but make sure it's tucked down everywhere. And if you catch it soon enough when you rip it, you can lay it right back down and you're okay. But if you can avoid that, it's best. Okay, so I think that's done and we'll let it sit overnight. And same thing. And there's the other one that's not quite dry, but that's what I kind of did it in sections so you could see. Okay, again, this one is a wood toolbox. This was one we did yesterday. Okay, now I gotta try to figure out which one I was finished with. Okay, I'm thinking this one. Yes, this one is all done. This one, this is in my store too. I think this one is called Science Lover. Thanks, Susan. I'm trying to pop in as much as I can, but had a meeting run late today. I planned on being in here a long time ago. But this has the light gray inside. I don't know if there's anything else gray on there for it to match. I'll have to look at that.
Tammy said pale pink would be pretty.
I do have pale pink, so, and I do have light gray too. So anyway, this has the medium on it first, then the transfer paper, and then the another coat on top. So this side is done. Obviously, when I keep rubbing something, that means I like it.
Alyssa asked for those little cherry blossoms.
Were they little cherry blossoms? I don't see any on there. But you could probably see it better on the website. Look for botanical imprint, and that would hopefully show you a lot more, or show you a better up-close picture. I'm gonna go ahead and looks like that's pretty well where I need it to be. Now this one is your typical average tissue paper. This is what I think of when I think of tissue paper. So, hello boys. So when you're doing these are way more fragile, way more harder to work with. So, I mean, I don't really have much trouble with them, but I mean, they are a different animal. These are your typical, what you typically think of for tissue paper. Whereas the other ones are more like a dryer sheet. They're way more forgiving. And like I said, you saw me cut into it yesterday and it laid right down and it doesn't wrinkle. So, and to me, how do you, people ask me, how do you decide what do you want to use? It's like, to me, it all depends on the pattern. I just, whatever one I like at the moment is what I'm gonna use. But if you're scared of your normal tissue paper, then definitely go with the other ones. And we did go through our website yesterday. We've only got currently two different kinds of regular tissue paper, or two different patterns. This is one of them, and Solar is the other one. All the other ones are the specialty ones. They are all the dryer sheet type. So they are easy to work with. Okay, I'm getting out of breath. I'm gonna wipe that off, and then we're just gonna seal it, and then this one will be done. I think, because I started it the day before I started the other. I'm gonna let that dry a second, and then I'll put this on. So, oh, we could stage this real quick too. I don't think I'm gonna do the inside. I'm gonna have to figure out that. It's kind of cool, but it's just not enough to keep in there. Definitely needs cleaned up, but if I wait until I'm good and ready and everything's cleaned up and perfect, I would never make it on here. So that's just the truth. Okay, so then this will be sealed and it will be done. And then I will probably, I've got to go somewhere tonight. But I will try to stage this a little bit later with just like some old books and something like that. See what I've got laying around. And then I'm not going to do anything to the ends because I like it like that for this particular piece.